welcome to another exciting episode of Goth Yearbook. It is our host, as always, Eric, aka the Eric Wynn, and with me, as always, is the hostess with mostest, Caitlin D. Caitlin, how is it? Not COVIDing, but a little sickening, maybe sinusing, sinus infectioning.
It's definitely sickening.
Hell yeah. What's going on with you? You look like you're you don't look like, but you were telling me that you were maybe experiencing a little bit of some ailments, some under the weather blues.
Yeah, I mean, I know this, it's like no one really cares to talk about sickness, especially right now. I've been sick. I keep getting sick. Apparently, it's also like a thing that when you move to a different country, it just happens for months, or your like immune system is adapting. But it's crazy for me because I literally in LA, I was not sick for like over 2 years, and I was like, I guess I've just like mastered immunity. I don't know, and I was very cocky about it. And now here, I feel like I spend like 75% of my life in bed and just like not knowing how to be a human anymore. So it's not great.
Nice.
Like how are you?
Good. I not a whole lot to report on my end. I did get a little bit of a laugh today. I not only do I host a podcast, but I also enjoy a podcast sometimes. But I am so ADD rather. I'm so EDD. Give me that unemployment. No, I'm so ADD that like whenever I'm like driving in the car, I'll listen to podcasts, but I'm still air drumming and like air guitaring to like nothingness. I swear to God, to the point where I don't even notice anymore. People have like commented on it before, and I'm not even paying attention. I'm like listening to like a guy like, and then like in the Ukraine, and I'm just like.
I do the same with like interpretive movement.
Yeah. And today I was in traffic on the way home. And I looked over, and this guy was like blasting like metal music in his truck. And he looked over at me, and he saw me like, and he was like, "Yeah!" Like he was looking at me like, "Brother, right on." And in my car at that exact moment, I heard like someone I was listening to a thing on the New Yorker, and they're like, "And in the Ukraine, like right now, the death is toll." And he's looking at me like, "Yeah!" And I'm over there like, I'm like, "No, I'm just freaking out because of the state of the world right now." Anywho. Basically, yeah. I'm just out of control as always.
I'm sorry. My reaction times are really slow right now because my brain is like full of mucus, and so I apologize in advance for the listeners if I am just not funny tonight or quick. You're probably already used to it. No, I'm sorry.
I'll just have to I'll have to like vocalize all the drops that I usually have. I was gonna say I also experienced my first like full physical body panic attack for the first time in a long time.
Fun.
Like first time in a couple years actually. And it's
what
always,
are your symptoms?
Like how do they come up? Like all of a sudden like pins and needles in my hands, and all of a sudden like my heart rate like goes through the roof, and all of a sudden like disassociating, almost feeling like I'm like full body high, like I ate like a pop brownie or something like that, but like
hell yeah,
feeling like I'm gonna die. Hell yeah. Is that fucking sick? And it was in the middle of
do you get like the lobster claw hands?
I do, yeah. They do kind of like that. And I checked my pulse a bunch, and it was like happening while I was in a Safeway, while I was trying to like find something in the frozen section, and I kept like looking.
Do you look in the mirror to see if you have a reflection still?
Oh, that's long gone. I can't face myself in the mirror, you know that. I also can't hear the laughter anymore. Anyway,
you were in a Safeway bathroom?
No, I was I was actually in a Safeway. I was in like the frozen food section trying to get like vegetables. It always like comes across like when I'm not panicked, like when I'm not stressed. It's usually like I think because I'm holding on to a lot of tension, and then like you release.
Because you've been pushing it down, yeah.
And I check the pulse a lot when I'm experiencing it, and I looked.
And are you counting? Is it based on anything, or are you just making sure you have a pulse?
It's seeing like I'm like, well, if it feels slow, like then I'm good, and if it feels fast, like danger zone. And what happens is that by doing that, it always gets faster, because I'm like freaking myself out. So I don't know why I
Mm-hmm.
do it, because it's just like a kind of self-fulfilling prophecy of like making my pulse go quicker. But I'm always like, see if it goes like dun dun dun, dun or whatever. Like it'll be nice. Like it'll mean like I'm not about to have a heart attack, because that's like where my brain always goes with panic attacks. Is like, oh, I'm gonna have a stroke or something like that.
But yeah.
And then so I felt it, and it was like super fast, and I was like, that's not cool. And I looked over, and there was like a Safeway employee who I realized had been watching me for like 2 minutes. I was like, I kept opening and closing the door, biting on my finger and checking my pulse.
Oh no. And you have like the lobster claws. You're like trying to open the door with the claw hands.
I like chucked one in the cart so fast.
I would kill for that CCTV footage. I wish we could play that on our channel.
Well, you're in luck. No, I wish. That would be so fucking sick. That would actually, I'd laugh to. What's cool is like when I used to get them when I was younger, like they were like super traumatic. But nowadays, like I can like laugh even during it for like a few seconds. But then there's also like a couple seconds of like sheer terror where I'm like, oh boy, like I'm actually gonna die. But it's like, but then the very next day, the most legit thing, I've always said this to people, get them like. The most legit part of like a full body, like that really terrifying, like I'm going to die panic attack is like, oh, there's no substitute for the calm that follows it, like the crashing down. Oh, like best night's sleep, like waking up the next day. Like it's kind of like when you go through like a very like traumatic, like psychedelic episode or something like that, where it's like afterwards you kind of feel
I
like,
was just gonna say, it's like an ego death.
It is. The next day I'm always like, oh man, like I've never been like in a better state of mind. I'm like, that was so fucking cool. It's like you have to like fight the inner demon to get to the other side.
Or like honestly, when I had a fever a couple days ago, and like when that fever breaks and you get that relief when your body is no longer like fully inflamed and your thoughts are like clear again and everything, it feels so good. And that's so much like cooler of a release than like right now I just have a sinus infection from like all that like congestion and whatever, and I'm very susceptible to sinus infections. There's nothing like
sinus
cool
infection.
Or I don't know, like life affirming about just like a constant tiny bit of stuffiness, you know?
Yeah. If anything, it's just like a reminder of like the monotony of life and like
exactly. Yeah, you're just like, I just feel yucky. I can't even say yucky. I'm too phlegmy. Oh god.
I have as I always remind you, I have like this screen that's like I have a second monitor. It's like my bigger one that's just the zoom, and so fake because like at that moment you were just like in your camera like
I'm phlegmy. Well, I think panic attack in a Safeway frozen food aisle is a like dope track name
for my vaporwave project.
Yeah, exactly.
Hell yeah. Well, this is as good a time as any to, I think, intro our guests. Let's talk to them maybe about what they're going through in their life. Our next guest is the artist behind the publishing house Dreamboy Book Club. I see they're already in the room, and is known for his works including Taco Bell Teens from Outer Space 2K2 and Middle School Dance 2000. Please welcome to the show, Jonathan Blake Fostar. Woo!
Hi, everybody. Oh. I thought we weren't doing the musical cues tonight, but I was incorrect.
I cannot help myself.
No, he can't.
I've also though had like I've noticed panic attacks from frozen vegetable aisles. I don't know what it is.
Oh shit!
But like, there's something about that part of the grocery store that bugs me severely.
It's like the most hyper, like I feel like it's very sterile feeling. It feels not of this world. It feels like a Radiohead music video or something like that. Like it feels very like alien and like trying to be human. Like it feels like what aliens would be like. This is what a human grocery store is like.
Well, and it's like
totally
such a perfect image of like how society has like gone too far from like our roots, you know, where it's like
straight from the light of God.
We're like factory farming food, wrapping it in plastic, and then serving it frozen. And it's just like, in what way is this even like being a human anymore?
What frozen vegetables were you getting, by the way? I feel
vegetables.
Like
did I say vegetables? I said the frozen vegetables section, but I was not grabbing frozen vegetables. I was grabbing frozen burritos. So I was contributing to the problem.
That's a vegetable.
Yeah.
There's something in there, I'm sure, that was green at one point.
It's an important part of my pyramid.
I couldn't eat anything after that too. That's actually like also a good way for like if you're looking for like that new hot like cleanse diet, like look no further. Panic attack. You'll quickly not want to eat because you'll think that swallowing might induce choking and you'll die.
I think hot bitches are well familiar with that diet.
Jonathan, as we mentioned before the show, for the listener at home who's not watching the YouTube, Jonathan is indulging in a little bit of some bang this evening.
That's true. Maybe we can get free bangs.
That's all I've been waiting for.
Free. We can, especially if it's the blue raz flavor, because I don't drink any of the like. People get very attached, I feel like, to their energy drink flavors, and like for me, anything that tastes like blue is top tier. At least.
Hell yeah. Did you ever indulge in like the OG? We're talking about like back before they changed the recipe and back maybe when you were still indulging Four Loko.
yeah. I definitely bought a lot of Four Lokos in my. I don't know what it was about Four Loko, but it's more than just like the combination of like caffeine and booze. It's something like specific in their formulation that like only produced pain, trauma, like sorrow, and but it was I loved it.
They're the Four Lokos. The Four Lokos are pain, trauma, sorrow, and that ineffable.
The Four Lokos you meet in heaven.
And yeah, for sure. But yeah. Like definitely there was a year or two there where like I would have said Four Loko was like my drug of choice. Like I definitely somewhere out there's an old Tumblr where there's just like videos of me sitting there drinking Four Loko as like my Tumblr posts.
Yeah, I forget what they changed about the recipe, but there was like when it first was dropped in like 2007, it was like 1 or 2 years only too, where like it was the OG recipe that was absolutely going to ruin a friendship or destroy a relationship like in one evening. Like 2 cans in, you're so good. And then they like changed it. Like they did something where it still like did damage, but it was like I remember like when I would, not to be gross, but when I would have to puke occasionally from a Four Loko night, like back with the original recipe, like that original good like your mom's secret recipe Four Loko, it was like black. Like whatever came out was literally a demon. It was pure black. It was like oil. So I don't know. Maybe it was like
yeah, like speaking of things that you feel so much better after going through, like puking is a big one too. Like I spent a lot of mornings like crawling around the bathroom floor, often from Four Loko, but often from other stuff too. And like that feeling of like the cool bathroom floor, like on your face and you're like smashed up against it. Like I miss that feeling, to be honest. Like sometimes I miss hangovers. I don't drink anymore, if anybody's wondering. In case you're wondering, not to brag or anything, but I'm not allowed to anymore because I can't do it like a regular human. But like yeah, I miss like hangovers used to give my morning like some structure or something.
Yeah, I actually I totally get that because it was like you had like a game plan. Everyone has like you have like your set like these are the things I need to like drink and eat the following day in order to get some semblance of normalcy. It was like otherwise it's like my life is just chaos without that hangover.
Right. Yeah.
God, I did not have that experience with hangovers. I would know very well what I needed to like function properly, but unless someone could literally bring it to my bedside, like I just couldn't even like muster the energy.
Oh well, and then, there's those too. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think my body is very I don't know. It blows my mind how some people can just go really hard their whole lives, and
oh yeah,
and they don't seem to get those people who don't get hangovers. I want them to be like studied.
I know some people who were like that, where like it'd be like the next day, like shot for shot, and just for whatever, unless they were like real secretly like always taking the hair of the dog like sip without me seeing. Like they're just guys I knew who just could like hang the whole night, and they'd wake up the next day and they were just like, let's go surfing. Like they were always like, let's go do like a retreat in the woods. And I'd be like, society can't see me for 5 days now. Like what the fuck? Speaking of the bathroom floor and the toilet, I actually still have. I chipped my front tooth praying to the porcelain gods, that they say.
Wow.
Yep, still with me to this day. Actually, I have a couple like permy bruises. Tell me, Jonathan, if you have anything permanent from your old days. But I have a dent right here that you can actually feel from, swear to God, headbanging at a kitchen table with my fucking friends, and I hit a beer can so hard, unintentionally with my head, that it like caved in a little part right here that you can now feel forever. And then I busted open the bottom of my chin. That's still there.
Well, I mean, like, don't say Four Loko never gave you anything, right? Some memories, some mementos.
Thank you, FL.
But like, yeah, I mean, no, most of my like scars are from a little bit before my drinking days. Like, I have one, I don't know if you can see it even. Like, I have a scar here and a scar here from like my dad. We were at a public swimming pool, you know, and like, he was really in a hurry to like get home or to get whatever he wanted. So he was telling me to run, and then I slipped and smashed my head into the side of the pool. Oh, and like, fuck. I bring that up now just in case he sees that, because since that happened, like, I continue to bring it up frequently to like remind him of, I'm sure, something that he feels terrible about. Yeah.
Just like every year on Father's Day and a few days before your birthday.
In the card, it's written like, I'm my love rushes like my feet did the day that I slipped at the pool.
Mm-hmm. Happy Father's Day, Dad. Thanks for the memories. But yeah, I mean, Four Loko was a thing. I wonder if they like, I feel like them changing the recipe is sort of like harm reduction in some way.
Yeah.
Like, hey, like, we want to take this, we want to face this head on and like take this problem head on. But yeah, like, I mean, now you got me thinking about the heroes among us that can go hard like their whole lives. And like, some people are like I'm thinking of like William S. Burroughs or something.
Well, yeah.
Like, he was on heroin for like his entire life and really died like right after he cleaned up. And so like, like, you wonder like how that's like possible even.
Yeah.
And
well,
like,
some people, I think they preserve themselves. Like, I think that some people, not everyone, but I think there's like a select few who, like, whether intentional or unintentional, they crack some code where like it somehow preserves them forever. Like, they're taking just the right amount of something that's like keeping things in a certain homeostasis is being like corrected in their body, like a Keith Richards or Burroughs. Yeah, and the second he clean was like where it all went to shit, because his body was like, wait, that was what we knew.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you establish like a new equilibrium, right? I mean, that's like what withdrawal is, right? Is like your body's just like thrown out of complete whack from like the loss of this thing that's been going into it for such a long time. But yeah, I guess this is just a long way to say that, like, oh no, I don't want to get that message out. Like, there's a lot of different ways to live, and like, find one that works for you, I guess.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And meanwhile, like, I literally can go out, and even if I'm just around people that are drinking and I'm like, no, I'm going to be smart and not drink tonight, I still will wake up with a hangover the next day if I like just am out past like 11 p.m.
Yeah. I say this frequently on the show, so I apologize, but even like I can't even eat certain food like the night before without like having to think about like, do I get to sleep in, or like I have to like figure out like when I'm drinking my coffee and all that. Like, the fact that you're drinking Bang, and I appreciate, by the way, because I know you're telecommuting from the East Coast, so you are staying up late. We appreciate that. But yeah, there's a caffeine limit for me now. Old man Eric has to cut loose after 6 o'clock typically.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that hasn't hit me yet, but I imagine it's coming down the pipeline of like, although there are like certain foods, like every once in a while I'll like be like, oh man, I really miss like Pizza Hut.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Like, I'll be like, okay, I have to get like Pizza Hut, and I know like Pizza Hut basically tastes like the Pizza Hut restaurants like smell, but whatever. Like, it's got a very particular like Four Loko, they have some sort of secret formula that like is very specific to them. And then I will pay for that for like 5 days afterwards of just my body can't handle whatever they're putting into Pizza Hut.
Well, that's one thing my body can handle is like junk food like that. Like, I can go all day on that, but God forbid I'm like around people having fun.
Jonathan, I did spy today on your Instagram. It looked like you gave a little teaser to potentially like a new book on the way with.
Oh,
can you tell the title? Can you tell the title? It's great.
It's something like like Once Upon a Time from Parking Lot at Warped Tour or something like that. And yeah, like that's still a ways out. It's like I've just started that writing process, but yeah, it's a bunch of stories that are going to take place in Parking Lot at Warped Tour. I don't think I went to Warped Tour in 2004, but I definitely went in like 2002 or 2003. And like they never had them in Chicago, but in like Tinley Park, I think it's like a place in Chicago where like they have them there because I don't think there's enough room or something. But yeah, I went there and it was just, it's not a thing I would do again. I guess I don't think like day long things are for me. Yeah. It was kind of like as soon as I saw like one band play or something like that. Although I got a T-shirt signed by Taking Back Sunday, and that was like a monumental moment for like 14-year-old me or whatever. And so it was worth it. But yeah, like it's not a thing I would go to again or recommend or. I mean, it's kind of like it's why I'm staying away. Besides like the fact that it's $1 million and I'm not convinced it's a real thing, but they have that like upcoming like music festival or whatever that's like all your favorite bands from like 2005 or 2006.
Oh, the Vegas one.
Yeah. And like I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then I thought like, oh, like every human being I would never want to see again, and that would never want to see me again, is definitely going to all be in Las Vegas at the same time. And that sounds terrible. I'm staying very far away from that place.
I have to imagine. I was looking at the line because so many of the bands were like bands that I grew up on and like I worshipped back in the day. But I was thinking, I was like, there's no way that most of these guys are happy to be there either. And that like I saw Bright Eyes playing that. I was like, there's no way he's excited to be playing that.
That one makes absolutely no sense too, because like I get it that like there's probably a lot of crossover of like fans of those two things, but like talk about wildly different genre to like. Like I don't know, Atreyu or something. Yeah. And like I mean, I think it's cool that like stages are going to be shown like having like bands that I don't know 10, 15 years ago like hated each other's guts and like wrote songs literally about like wanting to like murder each other or die in a car crash driving home or whatever. So I guess there's some value in that, but like I don't want to be there anymore.
I don't think that's the impetus though. I think it's like, here's a few grand, Yeah. This can supplement what you are definitely your day jobs at this point in your careers, probably, that have nothing to do with music for a lot of those. Which, nothing wrong with that. It's more of a music industry thing. But it seems like those are the best weekends to visit like LA or New York or like I can tell you Coachella weekend in LA is like such a good time. Yeah. Because everyone like it's just locals only, and it's super chill.
I did the Warped Tour thing 2001, 2 and 3, and then I did the Coachella thing like a few years between like 05 and 09. And now looking back, I'm like, I can't believe I ever did those and like could handle. I can't believe I had like a young body that was able to just do those kinds of things. Now, the idea of going to a day long or God forbid like a weekend long event like that is truly my nightmare. Like I would be beyond a panic attack. I would be like willingly dying like in the frozen food section of like whatever that festival would be. Oh my God. Like whenever I see the pictures, especially Coachella now, it's like it's basically a country. Like they get like hundreds of thousands of people in there. It's like a full-on country is like, or just like all of like, one major metropolis is like all converging in a tiny little like polo field. Like fuck that.
Yeah, I went one year to Coachella. It was a friend's birthday and I was in my mid-20s and like it was the weekend that, all I remember was there were some good bands. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I saw Grimes was still like a daytime band. The OCs were a daytime band. The OCs would probably still be a daytime band.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
But it was fun.
LCs, I like that.
Like I saw some good bands, but it was a year there was like a massive sandstorm that hit the desert, and it was like, so the entire like field whatever like area just got absolutely wrecked. It was like a natural disaster, like everything, all the tents like blew and everyone's on drugs, so everyone's stuff. Someone took a shit on our tent.
Sorry, that was me.
just the absolute, it was like waking up in hell. Like it really was. It was like people like were vomiting and sick and like no one knew where their stuff was. The camp next to us though, it was actually kind of funny. They just abandoned all their belongings because I think they couldn't find where their stuff was. And so we were like going through their duffel bags and there was like no identification. It was just their clothes, right? And my friends were like taping their Jeffrey Campbell shoes and stuff. And like the night before we left, the Red Hot Chili Peppers were fucking playing and it was like 10 p.m. and I was so tired. I was in my tent and I had already left the festival, but it was like we're camping right next door. So like there's no escaping.
You can never escape Flea's base.
No, and I was trying to fall asleep while the Red Hot Chili Peppers were playing and I was like, they please just shut the fuck up.
That is a nightmare.
Nightmare, yeah.
That is true.
I mean, I don't. No offense to Red Hot Chili Peppers, but I'm sure they've gotten that many times from people. Can you just shut the fuck up a little bit? But yeah, I mean, the other thing is that those festivals sort of combine camping with like all day events, which is just two of my biggest fears. I just can't.
I'm right there with you.
I can't. I'm great. Like I watch
and porta potties.
Yeah. Like I watch Naked and Afraid, and like it's mostly just because it's like, I would not want to do this. Like I don't quite understand the compulsion. I think it's cool. I think it's a fun show to watch, but like nature's fine and everything, but I don't know. I would rather look at pictures or through a window or something.
You're in good company. Kayla and I often talk on the show about how fuck camping. Like give us the comforts of life.
Right. I'll stay in a hotel somewhere. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like the combination with Coachella in particular of like, let's take 100+ degrees in the desert and add like thousands and thousands of people on drugs and no real bathrooms, just porta potties. And it's like the single most fucking disgusting thing.
Yeah. I will say this. I did the camping there 1 year. And then after that, a shout out to my bestie, Miles. He got the great idea of like, we would go to this RV park, even though we didn't have an RV. That was across the freeway from Coachella, and it had like a pool, a hot tub, a snack bar that like of course would stay open late on that weekend. And it was like we'd still be like in a tent, but it was like far from the rest of the people. We were the only tent. Everyone else was in RVs, and it was right next to like this pond and shit like that. It was like it made it so much more bearable than fucking doing that, because I did that 1 year where like you're next to drum. There was a literal fucking drum circle that happened next to my tent 1 year, that very first year, and I was like.
Oh no.
Yeah, truly like the 7th layer of hell, like you know.
So whenever anyone's like, no, you just gotta give Burning Man a chance, like blah blah, I'm just like, no. I just feel like I would probably have the worst experience of my life that has been full of questionable experiences.
Yeah, I get it. All right, Jonathan, we did get some questions here from the viewing audience. Let's dig right into them, if you don't mind.
I did.
All right. Someone wanted to know, what are some of your favorite music videos when you were growing up?
Oh, I really liked, I don't remember which one it was, but like the Taking Back Sunday one where they like did Fight Club, the movie, like their version of it or something.
That was cute without the E.
Yeah. I remember there used to be this like, I forget what the website was called, but you would like sit there and download like various like alt or alternative like music videos and stuff. Maybe it was called like punkvids.com or something like that.
Yes.
And it would take like 8 hours, then you would get it. And so I watched like most of my favorite music videos from that. I like, Blink-182 has a lot of classic videos.
I had their DVD that was like the collection of like their music videos and like behind the scene tour stuff. The Urethra Chronicles, I think they called it. Charming.
100%. Blink-182, basically all of their, from that era. I don't really know what they're up to now, but I think actually like something sad has happened with at least Mark.
No,
he got cancer.
He did, but he's good. Mark Ruffalo. No,
Yeah.
Mark. Don't ever say that about our boy Mark Ruffalo. He's fine. No, Mark. Even though I don't listen to them anymore, I did follow that from afar, and he is in recovery now. He is good.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know what that has to do with favorite music videos, but like,
hey, we were making sure that Soldier was good.
Yeah, like
R.I.P. Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. I like that.
Funny.
I like early Britney videos. I like
Yes.
like all of her videos up through maybe like Toxic, I think. There we go. The one, Oops, I Did It Again, where she's like on like Mars or something.
Yeah, there's
like the red
classic.
Whatever
cat
you
suit.
call that. Cat suit, yeah, exactly. Her like space woman cat suit. And I mean, I like all the like choreography of early boy band music videos. Like my babysitter would make me and my brother. Well, she had like
saw that.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh
like
my god.
She had like a VHS of like behind the scenes of NSYNC's like greatest hits or whatever, and it would like show all the like choreography and like the steps and like how to do it. And so like while my parents were doing whatever they were doing, like she would have me and my brother in the living room doing NSYNC dance moves all night. So like that. So those mean a lot to me also, I think.
When I read that your writing, by the way, for listener at home, you gotta check it out. Like if you're of a certain era, like it hits so hard. I'm a little bit older than you, I think, at least, because I have a similar experience growing up. My stepsister, who was like in cheer and dance and all that shit, would do a similar thing, and like I'd be a prop to like help her with the dance moves. But it was a little bit before then, so it was to Janet Jackson. She had this Janet Jackson VHS tape, and she'd make me learn like the Rhythm Nation moves and shit like that.
That's other footage I would pay to see.
Same here.
I want a super cut of you doing the Janet Jackson move.
Like me freaking out in the
CCTV footage of you having a panic attack in Safeway.
Honestly, a lot of the same movements were going on because she had like a lot of like jittery, like stunned, like.
In some ways, it's the origin story of you as a panicked adult. You know, like here's where it comes from.
Yeah, this is why I host a podcast now. It all makes sense. What about you, Caitlin? Do you remember any that were kind of iconic of your?
I was gonna say the early Britney videos because those, I mean, I would like. I loved some early Britney. I've literally been trying to think of anything else during this entire conversation, and the only other music video I can think of right now is that Christopher Walken one.
Oh, like, Fatboy Slim, hell yeah!
Yes, that one's so dope. Wasn't that director? He
Spike
did like
Jonze.
a bunch. Yes, he had like a compilation of his. Music videos, and I had that, and I really liked that because there was the White Stripes was on that, and it was like the Legos one. That whole era was really cool. And I feel like I haven't watched a whole lot of music videos in the past few years. I made a music video, but other than that, I'm like, I don't know. I like the ones though. I guess this is about growing up. I was gonna say like the more recent ones. Like I did like Lana. I'm not the biggest Lana fan anymore, but I really liked her. Like, I mean, I'm not like, I can't say I.
Caitlin D making statement on show about Lana D status not looking good.
Well, I used to be really diehard when she was first coming out because I was like, this bitch is crazy. She's gonna take over the world, and then she did, and then her last few albums, I just kind of haven't been super interested, I guess. Because I feel like it just, I don't know, whatever. I won't go into the whole Lana Del Rey, but I really love her, like, Born to Die and the video games video. Like, the ones that feel super DIY. Well, the Born to Die one doesn't feel DIY, but it was, like, the first, like, longer format video I had seen in a while where it was, like, a 10-minute movie, you know? And I was thinking of that video. I was trying to think of any examples of a video like that from when I was younger, because I know there were some, but I'm like drawing a blank on it.
Well, they used to do like, I remember there would be a few, not a lot, but like in the 90s there were like a handful of music videos that were like big events, like all week they talk about like on a TRL or different show. Like I remember when Backstreet Boys, I forget which one it is, but it's the one where they're in the Haunted Mansion, and that like the OG cut of that I think had like, it might be Backstreet's Back All Right, maybe, I'm not sure, but it was either, there was that one and there was like a space station one, and I remember both of those, there was like a big lead up to it, and they had like original cuts that were like 10 minutes long, like that had like long intros and long outros, but then like you'd only see the actual music videos after that. And then the big one, which is still so awkward to this day, was Michael Jackson had a song called I forget what it's called now, but it was like spooky in the lineage of Thriller, but it was in the 90s after like a lot of like allegations had come out. And there's like this long 10-minute fucking music video all about how he is this guy that lives up in like a haunted mansion, kind of like Edward Scissorhands, and like the townspeople go up to like, do you remember this, Jonathan? They would go up to like with like torches and shit like that, and he's like messing with them. He's doing all these spooky shit, and it's bad. It's when he was looking kind of like not well, anyways. Like looking a little spooky himself, and he was like doing all these like, ooh, and then he does this song, which I'm killing myself that I don't remember it. And it's all about how like, hey, don't judge me for being a weirdo. Like yikes. I do some weird shit up in my play mansion, and now like looking back, you're like, oh boy.
A little too on the nose.
Yeah, but it was like a 10-minute. It was like a little micro mini movie for sure.
Yeah, I forgot. Like Michael Jackson definitely had some, but it also, R.I.P. that legend, I guess. R.I.P. my feelings about that. Spice Girls also had some really epic music videos, and I actually was thinking of them today because I watched a couple episodes of The Circle, that like social media, like the game show, and they're on. Baby and Scary are on this season.
Oh no shit! I haven't gotten in there yet. I only watched like the first like half of the first episode. Damn.
And it's like honestly seeing them just like be like they're exactly the same. Emma's wearing all pink. Scary Mel B's wearing all leopard, and they like have stuff. They're like consistency is just like these girls' bread and butter, and they are so cute and interacting with each other. I'm like, it's kind of incredible that after like decades of being in a band together and touring the world and doing all these things, like they still can like interact and not kill each other. You know?
Yeah.
You feel like they all hang out without Victoria?
Oh,
like,
absolutely. Probably. At least there's a group chat for sure without her.
Right.
Where they talk mad fucking shit about her, I'm sure.
I mean, I don't think Victoria gives a fuck.
No, absolutely not. But I'm sure they must fucking roast the shit out of her in their group chat. Real quick shout out to the music video that came to my mind was Black Hole Sun by Soundgarden, where all the people's faces turn all weird and shit. To this day, that one still affects me. Someone wanted to know, who are some of your favorite authors?
Kathy Acker. Kathy Acker's my favorite. I think maybe like living or dead human being in general. She wrote this book called Blood and Guts in High School, which is phenomenal. Although I'm still trying to figure out like a way to like teach it. I teach like literature stuff, and like I'm not sure how one would approach teaching a book that starts off with a 12-year-old girl narrator who's like in love with and dating her dad in Mexico.
What year is it set in?
What?
What year is it set in, out of curiosity?
It's set in the 70s.
Okay.
And so like, yeah, that one would be tricky to teach, but I love Kathy Acker. I love Dennis Cooper. He just put out a book called I Wished. I love Kenji Shiratori, who's this sort of real strange Japanese writer who we're friends on Facebook. We like each other's posts. I don't know if that means we're actually friends, but I'm gonna take it. Shane Jesse Christmas. I forget what his most recent book is. He's a very strange Australian man. He wrote a book called Yeezus and Furs, which is great, and it's put out through a small press called Dostoevsky Wannabe. Nice. That's a pretty good list. I like Lily Lady, who you've met.
Yes.
They're fantastic. I like. I feel like that's a pretty comprehensive list. I don't really read that many things though anymore.
Someone wanted to know. There's kind of follow up to that one actually. And they also want to know what books were your favorite in junior high or high school.
Ooh. Hang on.
For the listener at home, Jonathan has left the building, and he's back.
Animorphs.
Oh my God! Hell yeah!
Like 100%. This one is The Alien by Kay Applegate, but really you could start anywhere. It's number 8. Of course, Goosebumps. 100%.
Yes.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I really like
Goosebumps episode with you this summer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Goosebumps was my jam. I mean, I feel like I went to like elementary level, but it doesn't really matter. Like, yeah, Animorphs. I didn't really read like. I still don't really read like literary texts or whatever. I like Goosebumps. I like Animorphs. I like. I liked. What's that like scary story, horror story collection that they made into like a movie that wasn't particularly great.
We talked about this.
Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Yeah.
Those are incredible. Those
that
are so
and like whatever their sequel to it was.
Yeah, 2 and 3. Even more Scary Stories.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, those basically. I'm trying to think, like anything that had like a series to it, because after I didn't make the basketball team in 6th grade, that sort of effectively ended my budding sports career. And so after that, then it was about like quantity of books that I can read and stay home and not stress about that anymore.
Hell yeah. Unfortunate for your basketball coach, you look like you're tall. You look like what, like 6'2" or some shit?
Yeah, I was 6'1", but yeah, like I had that going for me. Almost, you almost guessed it right. But yeah, I wasn't particularly good, and so that sort of like interfered with the whole playing basketball thing.
You hate to hear it, folks. Are there any local legends or spooky places from your hometown?
There was this like little like I don't know, like an ice cream stand, I guess. That kind of place that's like only open like late spring through early fall, because like there's no like indoor seating. It's just like a small little like building that serves ice cream, and you sit on picnic tables and stuff. Well, right across the street from that was this house that like everybody said was haunted, but then one day we were sitting out in front of it, and like the cops like descended on it and raided it. And it turns out it was just like a meth house. And that is like where we figured out the source of the like spooky vibes, where they were coming from. And it was crystal meth, not the ghosts of those passed on.
I mean, that's still like kind of a haunting in a way. Those people were haunted.
Yeah.
I love the idea that it was then descending upon it because it was ghosts. They're like, we got to get over there. Like,
yeah, somebody called the FBI in because there's too many ghosts around here.
Yeah, it's like a real life Ghostbuster situation. We're like, we got to check this out for ourselves.
Yeah,
the Men in Black.
100%. Also, Will Smith had some music video hits of his own. The Wild Wild West one.
Oh my God!
Just like a crossover with the movie / his sort of rap career.
Wicka Wow West, James West, Desperado, Rough Rider. No, you don't want none of. I could do the whole thing probably, but I won't. I forgot we had a voicemail too. I apologize. Let me get that up here. We can answer these questions as well.
What about you? Did you have any spooky stories? Spooky places?
The big one in my area was there's this lady who supposedly walked. This is in like the far East Bay, like past Richmond and Oakland even, in the hills, or in this little small like port town called Port Costa, which is right on the water that runs out to the bay. Supposedly there was like this old woman that would like walk her dog, this old ghost woman, like at 3 a.m, because that was when like a drunk driver swerved and hit her on the road. And my friend and I in high school, we'd stay up like late all the time and drive out there, even like on school nights, like just to go see, because there's also like an excuse to like go out there and like get stoned or go smoke cigarettes and shit. But we'd like put our cars like in neutral to roll down like the street from our houses so that our parents wouldn't wake up, like, and the dogs wouldn't wake up, like all this shit, like. And no joke, we went out there like 20 times, nothing ever happened, obviously. And then my mom caught us one time, and she was like, we told her what we're doing. She's like, fuck it. Like, I want to go now. Cause she's like, I'm awake. Like, let's go do this. And on the way out there, she's like telling my friend, she lived like in a house that was haunted. And so she was telling him about like the stories that happened there, and they're super creepy. And she's like set in this fucking like creepy ass mood. And we drive on the road, and no shit, my friends, there is an old woman fucking walking her dog, and my mom, to this day, I've never heard her make a noise like this. She started flipping out. She goes, "Wah!" And she was like trying to flip the car, and I was more scared that she was like, I was scared that we were gonna die, because I thought she was gonna flip her fucking car over, like doing this like crazy U-turn. And the lady, it looked like she was wearing jogger pants. Like, so it just happened to be like a lady who was walking her dog legitimately on this road at like 3 a.m, which is creepy in itself though, because it's like this long, windy road with like no lights, no nothing. And it's like a notorious road for like drunk drivers and shit like that. So it is kind of a death wish of that woman to be out there. So spooky, suicidal tendencies. I don't know.
I do have a ghost story though, if you want to
Hell
hear.
yeah. Let's lay it on
Okay.
us.
So like I was on a school class trip type thing to London when I was like, we were probably like 11th grade maybe or something like that.
Damn.
And sort of we were in between doing whatever the school stuff was. Like we had gone to, I don't know if that restaurant's still a thing anymore. It's like a chain, TGI Fridays. We went to TGI Fridays because we're, cultured and all that. And while we were there, we met these like other weird kids who we were like, hey, like we should all like hang and like get drunk and like do whatever at our hostel that we were staying at. And so they were like, sure, like give it in like a Britishy accent, like sure, like give us your whatever. And so anyways, so, yeah, exactly. A lot of oys, throw those in there. A lot of mates, throw those in there. And so later that night, like we were basically sitting around like a bunch of creeps waiting to get called by these kids so that we could like hang out because we didn't have anything else to do. And like the phone rang and I went to like the hotel room or hostel room phone. And I went and I answered it and there was nobody on the line. And I was like, oh, okay. And so then I put it back down, went back over to everybody else. It rang again. I went and I picked it up and there was this like really like crackly, distorted, like voice saying something. And I was like, what? Like, I thought it was these kids like calling us for some reason. I don't know how they would have had this phone number. I don't know why they wouldn't have just come up to the room or whatever. And anyways, eventually I made out that this person was saying, smoking donkey in the hallway. And I was like, wait, can you like repeat that real quick? Like in a very polite way. And they were like, smoking donkey in the hallway. And I was like, and then they hung up and I was like, that was strange. And I wasn't sure, like, I'm still not sure if it meant like a donkey smoking a cigarette in the hallway or like a donkey that's like smoldering because it was like lit on fire or something in the hallway. But anyways, I went back and they're like, so where are these like people or whatever? And I was like, I'm not really sure, but like some like little kid just called us. Oh, it was a little kid voice, of course, because it has to be.
A little British kid?
Yeah.
That's
like a little British
fucking
voice.
scariest in the hierarchy of like scary voices.
And I was like, yeah, but they just said like this really weird phrase, smoking donkey in the hallway. And my friend Chris just goes like, white as a ghost or whatever. Oh, okay. White is like very pale. He was already pale. He became paler. And he was like, I gotta go. And so like he like ran out of the room and we couldn't find him. He like ran out into the streets of London and we had to like go out looking for him. He was like drunk. We were worried about him. Eventually we found him. We got him back. He was like panic attacky. We got him in bed. Like once he calmed down, I was like what happened? And he was like, it's what you said. And I was like, well, like, yeah, it's a weird thing to say from a little creepy British girl voice, but it's not that strange. And he was like, no, when he went to summer camp when he was a kid, he like met these two girls and like they really wanted to play with a Ouija board. And so they went at nighttime to like one of the cabins that was like unoccupied and they were playing with a Ouija board and like nothing was happening. But eventually they got contacted by like a spirit or something. And the spirit then, when they asked it how it died, which I think you're not supposed to do, but I'm not sure the rules of Parker Brothers Ouija boards are. But it spelled out smoking donkey in the hallway, and then all the candles went out in the room and they all ran away. And so like 15 years later, some weird little British girl voice says that exact phrase to like me, who's never heard that story. And like, I've tried to figure out like what it could possibly be, that like how those things came together, but I've given up trying and I've just accepted that it's some sort of ghost.
I was about to Google it.
I was about to
like,
as well.
I don't want that fucking ghost bitch in my house. Like, we're out.
What is it? Smoking donkey? What?
Smoking donkey in the hallway.
Oh my gosh.
I've never Googled it or anything, so I have no idea.
What if it just like rickrolled you?
there's no quick way to do it right now, but they did immediately. Google did show me like a very like suave looking donkey, like it's a cartoon of a donkey smoking a cigarette. It's kind of like Joe Camel, like as a little boy.
Sure.
Wow, that's fucking crazy.
Mystery gets thickens, deepens, whatever.
Yeah. It stinkins, man.
That is quite a mystery. And I think it's like the perfect ghost story in a way because there's no like, and sort of like, I mean, Eric, yours was also like, there's no satisfying ending. And I think for like a really good scary story, it has to like leave you sort of like unsatisfied,
yeah,
you know?
like unsettled.
Unsettled,
right,
yeah, exactly.
What are the real?
All that happened was one teenage boy got very, very scared, and everyone else got a little confused, and then we all moved on with our lives.
And now I'm a little scared, honestly.
Sure.
What if my story
checking?
My mom actually did run her over, and it's like a secret that me, her, and my friend take to our grave. She's like got a gun on us. She's like, we're never fucking talking about this ever again. I'm like, guess what we're talking about at the wake? All right, let's play that V-mail.
Let's do it.
Hey everybody, this is Lily Lady. I'm a long-time listener but first-time caller. I have a question for all of you actually. Firstly, my question for Caitlin is, will you go on a date with me? My question for Eric is, what's up with the thirst traps peppered throughout your close friend's story? And my question for John is, what are your 3 best qualities? Thanks everyone. Bye.
Sorry, I was laughing. I think the last one was, I get the little transcriber and it says, what are your 3 best qualities? I didn't see what day. I didn't pay attention to when this was dropped. I'm hoping it was dropped when I did throw one of my favorite pictures of all time on the Close Story Friends recently, which is me on the chain link fence when I was in like 8th grade, which is like my ultimate thirst trap. Nothing more satisfying than throwing that one to the people. All right, let's go run down the line. Caitlin, will you go on a date with Lily Lady?
Totally. Why not? Come to Mexico. I'll take you on a boat ride.
Jonathan, 3 best qualities.
3 best qualities. Like so far at least, my insides are rotting faster than my outsides, and like I'm for this. Like, I'm 34, and I feel like my insides look much older than that, and my outsides haven't quite caught up to that yet. And so, like, I'm liking the sort of Dorian Gray direction my life has gone. Yeah. 2.
The modern age version is like, it's a Tumblr that like their Tumblr, if you go find it deep on the web, it's like those pictures are slowly rotting away.
You drinking Four Loko, you're just like a haggard old man.
How many did I have to come up with? Was it just 1?
3.
Oh. I'm really great with like older single women like me. Like we're talking like 65 plus. Like we just like get each other really well. And sort of, I don't know that I would say that's like a personality trait or like a positive quality about me, but it's something positive in my life, and I'm going to go with it, and we're going to stick to it. Was that 3 yet, or is that still 2? You can tell I'm not.
There's 3. The modesty, my friend, is the 3rd, obviously.
The 3rd one. Oh, sometimes this is a thing. This is more of an action that I'm really good at. But I'm really good at like sneakily hiding scorpions in podcasters' like slippers when they least expect it.
Oh shit! Oh, man.
I actually just got a giant scorpion tattoo that I think is the reason I got this most recent illness, because I think that now I can't even get a tattoo without my entire immune system collapsing right now. But it is a really big one.
Has that
so thank you for the inspiration, because
You're welcome.
I actually like really enjoyed that scorpion experience.
Did you like, or is that one of those life moments that has forever conditioned you, Caitlin? Like, how are you when you're putting your shoes in things? Are you checking thoroughly?
I have my like, and I pee a lot in the middle of the night. Like, it's like definitely one of my toxic traits, and because I can't sleep if I'm even slightly uncomfortable. I'm like a kind of a little princess about it. So I have to turn on my phone flashlight and like like look at my slippers and then I kick them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I put the slippers on. I also immediately went and got like open-toed slippers instead of just like the closed-toed ones. I am no longer wearing closed-toed slippers probably ever again as long as I live, unless I live in a very cold climate. But if that happens, I'm already gonna be dead.
Yeah, you're already things are real bad.
I'll still find a way to get one in there somehow. I'll figure it out.
Well, I welcome the life lesson from the Night Scorpion, and I hope it's again one that doesn't like massively harm me, because I feel like I got off pretty easy, because I talked to people and they're like, oh yeah, I got like stung here, blah blah,
Oh my
it was like the
gosh.
worst pain ever. And I was like, I just didn't. And I don't think I'm so tough. Obviously, I've talked about like what a weak bitch I am, not for the past 45 minutes, but it really was just like a little electrical sensation, and it was not bad.
That was weird.
Not bad at all.
I will say Caitlin knows this. Caitlin unfortunately gets attacked by a scorpion. I have now twice been attacked by slugs who are randomly
Oh my God.
on me.
Eric keeps sending me photos. He'll like message me, I swear to God. It's like
The
twice
first
a
one was
week
the
at this
funniest,
point,
but
where it's like Eric messages me and it's like all caps and he's like, OMG, it happened again. And then he sends me a photo and there's a fucking slug on him. Like he's just covered in slugs at all times.
I 100%, for those of you who might say BS or it's fake or like fake news, 100% not set up at all. Like 2 or 3 times now, I've looked down while just casually sitting on my
3.
couch.
It's happened.
I think
3 times now.
I'm guessing that they're on my dogs, or I'm not sure. But 3 times now, I've looked down and there's just been a slug on my.
I think you're generating them.
Maybe they're crawling out of you.
Yeah.
And so you're not really seeing them on you, you're seeing them emerge from you.
I like it. We are almost to the hour mark. Do you mind if we do a couple like rapid fire? We're going to do like just quick run through on these.
Let's do it.
What is your favorite holiday?
Halloween.
Nice. What advice in 1 or 2 sentences? What is your advice that you would give for up and coming writers?
Just be yourself and hang in there, and like just keep like don't quit doing it. Like everybody I know from like art school either like has found some way to make it part of their life, even if they're not necessarily it's their only job or whatever, or they quit, and that's like the only way. I feel like it's the only way you fail is if you just quit like trying. Otherwise you just keep trying, and then eventually you're dead and you won't even know that you failed, right? And so like just do it until you're dead, and that's when you can fail and all that.
Hell yeah.
Word.
Do you have any celebrity impersonations you can do?
Nope. No, hard no.
Caitlin?
No, but I was gonna say that's like our philosophy with this podcast. We're just gonna keep doing it until we die.
I'll be like stage 4 cancer, like, and I'm like in the bed, I'm like doing MASH with my nurse. Okay, flashback. Okay, this was a long one. Someone said flashback to 8th grade. It is Friday night. You go with your best friend to Blockbuster. What movie and/or video game are you renting?
Ooh, probably video game Majora's Mask, because I never actually owned a copy of it, and so I had to like keep renting and re-renting it, and I never
hoping that someone didn't like erase your file.
Yeah, exactly, because like.
That's a daunting one.
Mechanics of Majora's Mask, but like it has like a constantly resetting like thing. Or maybe 8th grade movies. I don't actually remember the movie, but like I remember 8th grade dances. Like the song from Armageddon was like.
Don't want to close my eyes.
Don't want to fall asleep. Maybe I was renting Armageddon and like slow dancing with myself.
Hell That scene with Ben Affleck and Liv Tyler where he's like takes a little like animal crackers and he's like playing with them on her belly.
Yeah.
Fuck. Just
I don't know
grazing
how
on
you
her
keep
cum
all
gutters.
this I don't know how you keep this shit in your brain.
I don't either. When was I'm sorry, gun to your head, what movie could you recite every line from?
Ooh, well, first of all, I don't like this scenario. Like,
Stressful.
why?
It's a very stressful
Why
scenario.
somebody putting a gun like to my head? Maybe. What movie have I seen the most times? I'm looking around like I have just like walls of DVDs or something, but I don't. Probably.
There's like one DVD with a very worn out box, and it's just.
I really only own one, and it's right here. It's right behind me always. The Frasier DVD box set, always watching over me.
I would say it's not really a movie, but like something from Twin Peaks, or maybe Blue Velvet, actually, like something David Lynch, because like my David Lynch phase in like high school was a severe case.
Same.
And so like, yeah.
Couple more quick ones. So you got time? Monica, Rachel, or Phoebe?
Rachel.
Oh shit. Do you think you could get away with murder? Yes or no?
I watch a shitload of true crime because like I like Discovery Plus, so now I just
hell yeah
mainline it all day.
Pete, do you watch People Murders? People Magazine, like that one?
Hell
100%.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite as far as like the modern day reenactment goes. Like well, it'll be like 1979. They don't give a fuck. They dress like it's fucking 2020. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, and like other of my favorites are like there's one, I think it might be Deadly Women, but like all the actors are always Australian. And I don't know why they're always Australian. So like it'll be like Australians doing like their version of a Southern accent. And it's great. It's phenomenal. And the tone's really weird. I like that stuff. So no would be my answer to that. That's what I've learned.
And finally, someone wants to know, bro, what's on your vision board for 2023?
Well, actually, like I got plans. I got exciting announcements and stuff, but I can't say any of them yet. So it's a like, you know how in like a video game or something, like an achievement will be like blurred out until you like unlock it.
Okay.
That's what it looks like currently. It's like blurry.
All right, sir. Well, we are at the hour mark, which means that it's time to play some games. Or you got a little bit left in your engine? You got a little bang left in that cup? All right. So
always for games.
Hell yeah. First of all, as we always do on Goth Yearbook, we're going to play MASH, and this is going to determine what the rest of your life is like. Are you ready?
I'm down.
Tell me 2 dream locations that you would either retire to or live the rest of your life in.
The moon, I think, would be, I mean, like leaving out the problems of like space tourism and like the environment and the fact that like every time one of these stupid rockets goes up, like the Earth is increasingly fucked, and it's a bunch of billionaires playing in near Earth orbit. But let's say it's ecologically viable to go to the moon and live there. I would go there. Or like, I don't know. I feel like there's like an old rich lady somewhere buried in me, and so maybe like sitting poolside in Palm Springs, eating like cucumber sandwiches. I don't even need a house. I'll just live poolside somewhere and eat.
So what was that one? The poolside?
Poolside in like Palm Springs or some shit.
Gotcha. Okay. And then what would be like the worst place?
Speaking of like concerts, a Death Cab for Cutie concert. Like I don't think I could live there permanently. I went there once and decided this is not for me. And
and tune in a few weeks when we have special guest Zach Ray from Death Cab for Cutie.
Tell me 2 dream jobs that you would have, or careers.
Apologizing to Death Cab for Cutie.
They don't need it.
No, he's not gonna listen to this.
I mean, yeah, and like I feel like they're all fine. So
they got that OC Volume 2.
He's doing all right.
Yeah. I don't know. Astronaut, space person, spacesuit salesman. Also, maybe
that would be your second.
Space salesman.
Spacesuit salesman. Like I want to sell. I want to like sell. I either want to be the astronaut or I want to sell the astronaut their fits.
And what would be the worst job you could ever have? Playing playing in Death Cab for Cutie?
Guitarist in Death Cab for Cutie.
Is that
I think Transatlanticism is a great record. I just want to throw that out.
Yeah, you don't have to go on the apology tour. It's all
No, I do. I think I sometimes listen to it still to this day. It was just the vibe of the concert. I couldn't get.
Oh yeah, I get. Their first two albums. I'll never grow tired of.
Sure, yeah.
Something about airplanes and We Have the Facts and We're Voting Yes. I'll say it to the end of the time. I like those two. But what would be your worst job?
Publisher, professional writer, something like that.
Hell yeah. I can't type quick enough. What are two of your favorite colors?
Pink, any sort of pinks, the whole spectrum of pinks. And like, what's that? Like, this was a few years ago, but there was like a black, but it was like the blackest black.
It's darker than black.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, there was like a paint or something. Yeah. And I think like
what is the name? I'll look up the name of it.
Like copyright to it or something, and like only they could use it. That color.
IKEA. What's your?
Oh, it's Vanta Black.
Vanta Black.
VANTA.
VANTA.
That's a good goth band right there, Vanta Black. What's your least favorite color?
Red. I can't wear red. I look dumb.
Vehicles. Tell me two dream vehicles or mode of transportation that you would be riding around town in.
I mean, to stick with the space theme, let's say like a spaceship, but like a eco-friendly spaceship of some kind, which, easy to do. Razor scooter. Speaking of scars, I have lots of like shin scars from getting like hit with like the Razor scooter.
Oh my god, when it would do that and you didn't even mean to. Those are the worst ones when you didn't even mean to. You're just kind of doing something, flip around real fast. You're like, ah! You're like limping away.
So yeah, I'll get back on one of those, I guess.
And what would be the least? I forgot that's not even your worst. What would be your least favorite?
Teleportation, because I feel like it's lazy.
I can respect that. All right. Who are like your crushes or a celebrity or real that like two of them that you would end up with that you're living out this life with?
Ooh. Jake Gyllenhaal. Because I mean he's Jake Gyllenhaal.
What era? What movie are we talking?
Donnie Darko.
I was gonna say I don't even know what to ask. I look up
for sure. It's not even a question. And probably like Anna Nicole Smith, but like while she was alive.
Yeah, of course. But when she was like going for her old money, rich bags, stuff,
right.
That was like oh, she was so. Yeah.
I mean, we'd be terrible for each other, and like it wouldn't have gone well, but I would still give it a shot.
Caitlin, what era of Jake Gyllenhaal would you go with?
I don't even know.
Oh Lord, why do I even ask?
What eras? Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm like Batman. I don't know what.
Shake my damn head.
He seems like he was a Batman at some point. Oh no, that was his sister. That was the chick in Batman. I don't fucking know, Eric. I'm sorry.
The correct answer is Jack Twist. Who would be like your least favorite? Who do you like? Stuck with this one.
Can I do like a 2-for-1?
Sure.
Because like I feel like these people are probably really lovely in real life, and they're not in Death Cab for Cutie. But Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox. Okay. Like as a pair, I feel like individually they would be more tolerable, but I just can't. I can't with them together. I hope they have a wonderful life, have a lovely marriage, have nothing but good luck in the future, but just please far away from me.
It's understandable. You don't want to constantly be reminded of how much sex you're not having.
Sure.
I was just thinking of like the Death Cab for Cutie band, Machine Guns for Kelly.
Yeah. Songs for Kelly Huckabee or something.
Yeah. Hey, there you go. Let me get 3 random numbers.
Can 0 be included? Is 0?
Yeah, yes, it can.
All right, 0, 1, 2. Let's keep it low.
Yeah, that's what's up. Someone
Smart.
knows. Tell me 2 of your favorite animals.
Ooh. I like dolphins.
Oh shit, you're in
Like,
good company.
I definitely have like had a fantasy of having like a dolphin belly button tattoo, but I just never followed through on it. So dolphins and like probably like I don't know. I've been reading a lot about pigeons lately, and they've grown up. I'm gonna say pigeons, but not like carrier pigeons or like Mike Tyson style like nice like pet pigeons, like dirty, hard street pigeons.
Whoo! One that's just like walk around all like fuck you.
Yeah.
You guys want to hear my dolphin impersonation? Oh.
Yes.
Pretty loud. Pretty loud.
What animal do you fucking hate?
Bats.
Oh shit.
I don't fuck with them.
I'm gonna draw a circle now. You tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Ooh, an early one. All right, Jonathan, as I show all of our guests, I got a little pencil here. And for the listeners at home, pencil is actually striking it out, but we're going to skip ahead. Okay. Once you graduate, you'll find work on the moon as a spacesuit salesman. Hey, look at you.
That's pretty. That's a good setup.
It's a good game.
Oh, my God. My buddy. This might be. Okay. You're going to find work on the moon being a spacesuit salesman. You'll get around town in your pink Razor scooter. You're going to marry Jake Gyllenhaal. You're going to live in a shack, but you're going to have 0 kids, and you're going to have a loyal pet pigeon.
That's a pretty good. I'm here for that. I could tolerate that. I feel.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
happy for you.
That is like.
Thank you. That's a good one.
Okay. Now, as we always do, we're going to end the show with a personality quiz that we scoured the depths of the internet for. Ba-ba-ba-ba. If I can find it, I apologize. Oh, no, I might have accidentally gotten rid of it. Is that true? Sorry, guys. It's right
You
here.
just sort of make it up as you go along and then just decide at the end what my personality is.
Pretend like this was all smooth.
I was just like looking into my human design thing, whatever that is, so we could just do that for you.
All right. I got here. What 90s pop star are you, good sir? All right. Here we go. Let's start. First question. What 90s girl group is the best? TLC, the Spice Girls, Destiny's Child, or Don't Make Me Choose. I love them all.
Spice Girls.
Hell yeah.
No offense to any of the other wonderful artists.
What artists from this sampling, which artists do you dislike the most? They have Madonna, Wyclef Jean, Puff Daddy, Christina Aguilera, Jay-Z, Kanye West, Jennifer Lopez, or Dr. Dre.
Wyclef Jean. You don't even have to keep going.
That would be mine. What fashion item from the 90s is the best? Flannel, baggy jeans, slap bracelets, or chokers?
Slap bracelets.
Me and my high school girlfriend made each other ones. We like bedazzled them and everything.
Wow.
I know. True love.
True love.
What 90s cartoon is best? Powerpuff Girls, Doug, Rocko's Modern Life, Beavis and Butthead, The Animaniacs, Cat Dog, Dexter's Laboratory, or Recess?
Cat Dog.
All right. Where the fuck is it? You know what's funny is they show Rugrats. They show a Rugrats picture above it, and Rugrats was not offered as a. What 90s movie do you want to watch right now out of these selections? The Sixth Sense, Jurassic Park, Dumb and Dumber, Fargo, Clueless, Independence Day, Home Alone, or Braveheart?
Clueless.
Hell yeah. Home Alone, by the way, is not a 90s movie. What is your favorite color? What's your favorite color? You said are you pink, right?
What is it? Vanto Black? Is that on there?
It's not, unfortunately. There is an option that says it's not listed, so I could technically pick that.
Not listed.
All right.
Throw it on there.
What music genre ruled the 90s? Was it pop, rock, R&B, or hip-hop?
Pop, for sure.
Okay.
mean, it's not true, but it's fine.
What artist from the 90s was gone too soon? Rest in peace. Tupac, Kurt Cobain, Bradley Knoll, or Aaliyah?
Aaliyah.
Hell yeah.
I like how it's phrased. It's like all the rest of them died exactly at the right time.
Yeah. Like they don't even they put Tupac, they don't even put Biggie on there. They're like, he should have died. Like, damn. Last question. What 90s song is the best? My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion from the Titanic soundtrack. I'll Be Missing You by Puff Daddy featuring Faith Evans, which was about Biggie. I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston. Black or White by Michael Jackson. The Boy Is Mine, the Brandy and Monica mashup. Cream by Wu-Tang. Wonderwall by Oasis, or Creep by Radiohead.
Definitely not the last two. What was the first one?
My Heart Will Go On.
Yeah, Titanic. Let's do it.
Yes, rock and roll.
All right, we're calculating the results, and I know. I actually tested it early. Oh my goodness! Wait! This can't be real, folks. You're very outgoing and love attention. You like to do your hobbies more than anything else, and you like to hang out with your friends. And you know that you're very lucky because you are Britney Spears.
Hell yeah!
Wow.
Damn.
Are you sure you're not making that up just like...
There's a gif of her right in that gif. I can't believe it's gif. Where she's like she's got the school girl uniform on. She's looking just like she did for me back when I was in like 5th grade or whatever.
Well, I'm convinced that was an accurate test.
Caitlin just exhaled so big that we were all on the edge of our seats.
I'm happy that Britney is free.
Yeah. All right, Jonathan. Unfortunately, that is all the time we had this evening, sir. That was we had a great time.
Me too.
Before we get going, do you want to plug anything up? Do you want to point the people towards where they can find your work, where they can find your other authors?
Yeah. You can check out our Dream Boy Book Club website at dreamboybook.club or on Instagram, Dream Boy Book Club. Check out Lily's book is out now called Quickie. It's super great. I haven't read it, but I've heard it's super great. This summer in July, I'm putting out a sort of hybrid memoir by this wonderful author named Nat Raum called You Stupid Slut. It's really great.
Nice.
So keep your eyes out for that. And I think that's it. Yeah, read Lily's book right now if you can.
All right, perfect.
You read Lily's book right now.
First of all, look up what a publisher does.
Well, so they say.
Yeah. Caitlin, anything you want to plug before we get going?
I would like to just unplug the entire top half of my face.
Well, in that case, then, Jonathan, thank you so much for joining the show.
Thank you guys for having me. It was great.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you to those that were in the YouTube chat and watching at home. Thank you to the listeners that will be listening to this in the future. Caitlin, as always, thank you for being the co-host with the Mo-host. You guys, I'm going to say right now.
Wow.
Probably the loudest one.
So loud. All right, bye.
Bye, guys.
Recording.